Still working through demo this week, and it seems like there's new surprises every day. Like broken plumbing, termite damage, a leaking roof. So we're still in the process of tearing the house apart.
We have a team out there doing the work, but to save money, we're trying to help out wherever we can.
Jenna and I are here at the Heights house, cleaning up some of the debris that was left over from the last renovation.
Every little bit helps.
Jenna, what did you find?
Some sort of wild animal remains. It's gonna take at least a few more weeks to put the house back together. Another one! As riveting as these demo updates are, I've got some design work to do, so Lucas, take it away.
As investors, we have to constantly be looking for deals. While Jenna's off designing, let's go see if we can find a property to buy. Welcome to my office. There's a saying in real estate that you make your money when you buy. Today, I'm going to walk you through how Jenna and I evaluate a property to make sure that we're buying the right thing. So there are many ways to find deals. It can range from driving for dollars, finding them on your own, working with wholesalers or partnering with other investors, or even using sites like Redfin or Zillow or working with a realtor to find on-market deals. Today, we're going to use Redfin to see what's out there. The first things that you have to look for are location. Location is critical in any real estate deal. And then after that, you can look at things like price, the purchase price, price per square foot. And then there are key indicators such as investor special or needs TLC. There's a few indicators that show your average buyer might not want to touch it, but they could be perfect for investors. Then ultimately you want to look for ways to add value. So whether you're adding square footage or rehabbing the kitchen, that is critical to finding a good investment. Let's take a look at what's out there in Tampa today. And it looks, and there's a cat climbing on my desk. Just looking at the immediate deals right now, let's just jump to the one that is the lowest price. So there's one listed here for $125,000. From the initial picture, it definitely looks like it needs work. So in this case, it's a small place. It's 672 square feet, but there is this attached garage. So you might be able to convert that into a master suite. So I like this one. Let's run the numbers on this, but first you have to figure out your exit strategy. There's really three options. One, buy and hold for long-term rent. Two, buy and hold for short-term rent, or flip it. For this one, we'll run the numbers for buy and hold for long-term renters, which means that the most important number to us is cash flow. We'll use the rental property calculator over at biggerpockets.com to be able to run the numbers. You'll need to put in the basic information for utilities, property taxes, and insurance. Now you can get some of the estimates on Redfin or Zillow on what those should be, which will get you started. So then you need to figure out the fixed expenses, which is where a lot of people go wrong. So you need to set aside at least 5% for the capital expenditures, which are your major repairs like repairing the roof or fixing the AC, as well as 5% for your everyday maintenance, things like lawn maintenance or unclogging a toilet, those sort of things. You really have to budget these major expenses. Your entire profit over a decade could get wiped out with a 10K roof if you don't plan for it. And then the most critical one is vacancy. Your place is not going to be rented year-round. People move out, and so you have to account for vacancy. We usually use about 5 to 10% for a vacancy number, but that can vary depending upon the house. And then also, you usually need to include management fees. You might think that you're going to self-manage it, but your plans could change. So including 8 to 10% for management fee to make sure the numbers work with that is also a good practice. So you also have to be able to estimate the repairs. For a house like this that's going to need a lot of work, we're going to estimate about $50,000 for a basic rehab budget. And then for financing, for the loan, we're just going to use traditional residential mortgage rates and 20% down over 30 years. So the last thing you have to figure out is what you can bring in for rent. Now, you can use things like Craigslist or Rentometer, or for this property in this neighborhood, roughly $1,200 is what we're going to use. So now that you input all of this data, it's time for the results. And it looks like we are cash flowing. So with all the numbers we put in, it's cash flowing about $225 per month. Personally, we aim for at least $200 per unit per month, but that can really change based upon your market. Making sure the property cash flows is the most important part of the evaluation. Now, you don't have to use this calculator to be able to do these evaluations. Just make sure that you include all of these critical cost categories so you get to the right number. So at this time, we look at the risks involved to see if there's any adjustments that need to be made. These are things like, what are the chances of going over your rehab budget What if the market corrects in the middle of your rehab? What if you're rehabbing during hurricane season? What if there's a zombie in the basement? You really just don't know, but you need to make sure that you calculate these numbers in. Now, you can't be afraid to put in low offers. You have to do that to find good deals, but you have to be ready to walk away from a property if the numbers don't work. In this case, it looks like it could be decent. It could be worth an offer. So in summary, I'm going to leave you with a few critical points. You make money when you buy. The purchase price and underlying investment are critical. Cash flow is king. For long-term renters, cash flow is the number that actually matters. Be prepared to walk away. Doesn't matter how cute it is, if the numbers don't work, it doesn't work. Well, I hope you guys learned something. Let us know if you want to do another evaluation or if you want us to go into more detail on anything I talked about.
Also, we set up an anonymous Ask Us Anything form for a future Q&A episode if you have any questions, design related or not, so I'll link to that below. And make sure to subscribe so you don't miss some big changes coming up.
The CapEx, 5% of reserve.